The Dancer by Tyler Dunning. I watched her dance in the halls at work, the beauty in her motion reminding me that all life is suffering, and I would, without end, suffer through her grace and mystery. I'd go home every night and, when alone, mimic her movement to the best of my fleeting memory. It was clunky and obtuse, the way my feet tangled and drove into the wooden floors. But this was all before I knew her. This was all before I came to understand the meaning of her movement, but more importantly, the complexity of her composition. She was a dancer, and it became a dance. The way I wove my life into hers as we started taking the time to trace the tree rings of each other's past lives, a spiraling outward force leading to the present state of our budding human touch. We should have been adding new rings to the trunks as our roots stretched and begged to intertwine, but I kept missing my cues to kiss her. It wasn't until later that I learned the dancer was made out of wood, until my touch traced the curves of her intricately crafted body, sturdy like oak, majestic as manzanita, smooth with the finest finish. This girl was gifted by an artisan's touch, a sculpture nearing perfection. But there was one flaw. She had a knot. I came to know this knot well over the following months, a blemish she never spoke of or explained. It was twisted in her grain, and somehow all her available routes led back to the spot. My hands would unintentionally stop on it, exploring and exploiting the aesthetic conundrum. Sap would glisten in her eyes before I realized what I was doing. My curious hands did discover one thing, however. The knot was growing, hardening skin cell by skin cell around the edges. I came to discover she was dancing less at work, most likely because her movements were growing stiff and cumbersome, almost as if she was now mimicking my motion. And with more embarrassing months to follow, she would come to stop dancing altogether. I did not, however. I kept dancing in solitude, but now only as an awkwardly choreographed prayer for the dying grace inside of her. It was only after I finally kissed her that I realized her flaw was not a knot at all. As our lips parted and our roots collided, I then knew why she never talked about it. This blemish, under the guise of a knot, was petrified wood. The dancer, my dancer, she was slowly turning to stone.